Halle Berry can't keep no kids, can she? Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, #Movie Bae. I am Movie Bae, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing one of Netflix's newest releases entitled Bruised, starring the Halle Berry. But before we get into that, I want y'all to drop down and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Because here on Movie Bae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. So if that's the type of content that you like, you might as well subscribe. Okay? Now we can get into the review. So this is Halle Berry's first time actually directing a film, and she did good. So the reason I'm telling y'all that is because the type of review this is going to be more so like a recap review, because nothing about this film was so horrible where I have to shit on it, and nothing was so amazing that I had to mention it. It was just kind of like a regular daily schmegler movie. So I'm going to be focusing more on the characters and the storyline. So Bruised starts off where we meet our main character, played by Halle Berry as well, and her name is Jackie Justice. She's an MMA fighter, well, an ex-MMA fighter, and they make it very apparent multiple times that she used to be that bitch, but she is no longer that bitch. I mean, like, they kind of got really repetitive with that. Like, okay, she used to be popping, we get it. Okay, she used to be popping, we get it. Okay, she used to be popping, we get it. It was starting to get on my nerves, but luckily the movie got a little bit better, because I was about to turn it off, I promise. We also get introduced to her no good, trash ass, city boy ass boyfriend slash manager. I don't even remember his name. Okay, just know that him and her, their relationship was toxic. Now let's talk about that real quick. Toxic relationships ain't cute, and I don't know what it is about in these movies, these autobiographies, and in real life, you have successful women who have something going for themselves, and they always have some manager slash husband slash boyfriend that's trying to bring them down and shine off of their light. That's why I called him a city boy. But they're in a toxic relationship. They're drinking all the time. I don't know if they do drugs, but they probably do, because sis was looking strung out. And like, they have little to no money. So her boyfriend decides to go see a prospective fighter at an underground MMA match. Lo and behold, he's setting up Jackie the whole time just so she can get her mojo back and get back into her fighting mentality. There she meets a man who wants her to come fight for his league, so that way her end goal could be getting back into UFC. So everything starts to look good, right? Okay, she got the card. He want to work with her. Don't really care about the boyfriend, because what do? Not shit, right? And when she gets home, she sees her mom, who she has a past with. We'll get into that later. But also her son. Yep, her son is left on her stoop. Now, he's left on her stoop after having had witnessed his father being murdered during an undercover operation back down in Florida. The son's name is Manny, by the way. He has to be like a good 6-7 years old. So we get into their home life a little more specifically. Jackie is like in shock that, you know, her son, who she abandoned at the age of 2 to focus on her career, is back in her life. She kind of looks at the boy like she's afraid, or like she's she's just still in shock. And for a character, I feel like that was good, because like I said, it's been 4 or 5 years and she's gone through the utmost shit without him, right? But one thing she does do is her motherly instincts kind of come back when it comes to protecting Manny, because her no good city boy boyfriend is crazy. Is my hair coming down? No. But her no good city boy boyfriend is crazy, and he like snaps on Manny multiple times. Now let it have been me, shock or not, the first time you come at my 6-year-old son, I'm gone. Cause like, he's 6, you're grown, you need to get it together, okay? But she doesn't leave until he smashes the boy's guitar. No. She doesn't leave until he smashes the boy's piano that she got for him to help him, I don't know, kind of like remember his father and start kind of like a something. Oh, I forgot to say, the boy don't talk. Yeah, that's kind of important. Sorry, but like I said, it's kind of to help him ease his way back into his old lifestyle prior to seeing his father murdered. So when her boyfriend smashes that piano, that's when she really calls it a day and she decides to go live with her mom, which is not that better of an environment. Her mom is the comedic relief of the film. She is funny to me. She's the only person who made me laugh with her peels and her wigs. She was just like a black strung out mom. Her lifestyle wasn't that much better either. And then we come to find out that Jackie was actually molested throughout her childhood by her mother's boyfriends and her uncle. Now let's get into the writing a little bit, because this part of the movie, although I don't want to say it was really cliche, but it was kind of, you know, apparent to something that a druggie, a child of a druggie parent would go through, you know, for why they act how they act, or why their life isn't on the up and up how it might have, should have been. But it was a line in particular in this scene that made it hit hard. When she told her mom that her uncle was molesting her, the mom denied it and was like, well, he was the one who was paying the bills. And then Jackie was like, I was the one who was paying those bills with her body parts. And as vulgar as that was some good writing to me, because like that line hit hard. So as a writer, I just wanted to point that out, because I was like, whoa, they went there. So she left her toxic boyfriend, she's living with her toxic mom, and she has to leave her toxic mom. And then one day Jackie messes up and loses track of Manny. Well, actually, she messed up a couple of times. Like, the little boy had to pee and those instincts didn't come. I don't even have no kids, and those instincts came from me, okay? I was like, what, you gotta go potty? Like, and it didn't occur to her. And then she also had like a mental breakdown, like a panic attack one day in the restroom bathroom, and yelled at him, and he left off by his damn self like he grown or some shit. And that's when her mom was like, well, I'm taking custody of Manny. And in my head, I'm like, bitch, you not equipped either. So who gonna take custody from you? Because you ain't equipped to handle him either. You're on drugs. You're abusing drugs. How do you think you're better than me? But we'll get back to that eventually. All the while all of this drama is going on, Jackie is actually training to get back into MMA fighting, and she's training for her first comeback fight. That's where we get introduced to my favorite character of the movie, Bobby with an I, aka Budokan. Now, Budokan is a real Zen personality, right? She's all about Buddhism and meditating, XYZ. She's played by, I can't remember her name, but I'm gonna put it right here because I don't feel like looking it up. I'm not even gonna cap. But actress, so beautiful, so androgynous, melanin popping. I mean, girl crush. I'm just saying. Because every once in a while, I was looking like, damn, he fine. And I was like, wait a minute. My bad. Oops. One of my favorite characters in the movie. Not just because she was good to look at, but her character was one of the more fully developed characters to me. So all the while she's training Jackie, they build some type of friendship, and we find out that Budokan wasn't always peaceful and zen, that she had her demons too, more particularly with alcoholism. And then another line that stuck out to me was when they said, when Buddha said that I could drink or I could have a life, and I chose to have a life. And that just hit home to me because, yeah, it did. Because anything that you abuse, any substance you abuse, it could be sex, it could be TV, social media, drugs, alcohol, anything that you abuse will control your life, can control your life. So it's like eventually you're going to have to choose. Do you want this or do you want that, right? So that's when she came on her path of recovery XYZ. Not only is Buddha a good friend to Jackie, she also is a good friend to Manny. She teaches him some of her breathing techniques and some of her put your hands up if you're scared. She takes him to the park. She just tries to kind of provide therapy in a way for Manny. But one thing I didn't like about the writing was that wasn't really fully fleshed out. Like, you only see him use those techniques once, so it's like, why introduce it if he's just going to use it once? And in the instance that he did use it, it didn't matter. Like, it was kind of like a little insignificant because we knew what he was doing, but Jackie didn't know what he was doing. So, you know, it just wasn't fully developed, that part about actually teaching him to become Zen. Now, still staying on the same track of Budokan and Justice, one thing I didn't like that they did was they made them become involved. And who asked for that? Did y'all ask for that? I personally didn't ask for that. I didn't. Because, like, I just was like, why can't we just have a female empowerment, homegirl supporting homegirl type movie? Why? Why do they gotta fuck? I mean, oops. Why do they have to be in a relationship? Like, who? Why? Why? She just got out of a relationship. Why do we need that additional thing added to the storyline? I didn't like that. And then they break up because Buddha obviously wants to take it to the next step, and Justice is like, I need to get my life together first. Now, to be honest, I respect that because I hate people who are damaged, who get in relationships with other damaged people or non-damaged people, and then y'all just bring them down. Yeah, I'm kind of venting right now, but have your stuff together first instead of trying to get your stuff together while you with me. So I can respect Justice for doing that, but that should have been talked about before y'all got intimate, if we're gonna be honest. And then we learn a little bit more about Buddha, how she was like, basically she be knocking down all her fighters. Buddha, I thought you was Zen. I thought you was on your track to perfection, even though it's not obtainable. But I'm just saying, like, I thought you was on the up and up. But all the while, you low-key capping because you knocking down all the girls that you be training. Like, it was just like, why make this character like a positive role model in Jackie's life just to make her not shit either? Like, I don't get it. Anyhow, after they break up, Justice goes to have her first fight. And my good girl Buddha turns back to the bottle. That's one thing I do like, but I didn't like that she wasn't she was still human. That's why I liked her character development. I just hated that she resorted back to the alcohol. That's what broke my heart. That's good writing. I like Buddha. I liked her character. Like I said, very fleshed out, very round character. We get into, like I said, Jackie's first fight back into the ring. Spoiler alert, she lost. However, the whole time, I like MMA, so I was like, sis, if her strength is kicking, why the fuck you keep letting her kick you? And if your strength is grappling, why the fuck you ain't on the ground yet? So it was like, you're making these dumbass rookie mistakes that if you used to be that bitch, like everybody kept saying you was that bitch, you should know these things by now. I'm a little bit perplexed by that. She ends up losing the fight. I mean, she fought hard. She fought to the end. They fought all rounds. But at the end, she ended up losing, but everybody still, but she still gained everybody's respect. So basically, she has fans now. Now, let me get into my review part. I think it was a good story. All in all, I like how they made Justice in shock to be a mother, but her motherly instinct still came out when it came to protecting Manny, because I guess she wasn't protected as a child herself, so that kind of like triggered her. I did think that this movie was going to have more fights. I thought it was going to be a out the mud to success type movie versus out the mud and now you gotta guess what happens next type movie. Maybe I'm just violent and I wanted to see a lot of fights, but that's just what I was expecting, and I still wish that had happened. The movie was a little bit rushed at the end, because at the end with her, Justice's relationship with her son Manny, because it was kind of like, oh, at the end he was like, thank you, Big, but it's like, what led up to that? Because what, you have my stock card and I told you to watch my fight and now all of a sudden you love me. It was kind of like, or all of a sudden you comfortable with me. It was a little bit rushed in that storyline, which was kind of an important storyline because they threw the kid in there. It wasn't really finished because, like I said, it was just kind of like all of a sudden, like, oh, yeah, mama's a dope fighter. Now you got my respect too. Like, come on. Like, they just didn't finish that. So that's like one of my only downfalls about this movie is they wanted to incorporate the wrench in Justice's play with inputting her mute son, but they never really fleshed out that part of the story. All in all, it was a good movie. If you're looking for something just to watch, I would say watch it. Out of 10 stars, I would probably give it a good 7.5. Like I said, it wasn't bad. I would go watch it again, but more than likely just to look at Budokan. Because she's so gorgeous. She's so gorgeous. Anyhow, what did y'all think about the movie? Drop down and leave it in the comments. If you made it this far, also go ahead and like this video because obviously you had to like it. You made it this far. And hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more videos just like this. And with all that being said, I'll see you next time. It's a date.